Live, and live. Alrighty. Okay, that seems to be rolling. Good evening, everybody. Here we go. All right, Lisa G, good evening. Jake, Eric, Shazy, Steve. I speak the truth. Jonathan, Justin, Gabriel, Latonini. Okay. Latinoni. Okay. Laura, good evening. Martin, Lisa, good evening, Lisa. Gabriel, good evening. Secretariat, how are you? Marty, Erica, Fred, Lisa G, good evening. Fred Dog, Ed Jones, what's going on? Herman hates liberals. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Fred Dog, Mo D. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. Welcome one. Welcome all who walk or crawl. Haha, that's good. Gabriel wants to take a look at Dow. Way to go. Hey, Dub, what's going on? Don Johnson, Mike Sweeney, Brenda King. Good evening. Jason. Okay, so Gabriel, first on the list. Mr. Wisdom, good evening. Sylvester, good evening. Bill. Evening there, Mr. Bill. Hyatt Cote. Fly Caleb. Okay. Thomas Carter. Good evening. Ice 17. Joseph Fugget. Austin, what's happening? All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is James. Like I said earlier, this is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Okay, now, in 2009, my 9-year-old daughter wanted to know, Dad, how are you? Was I say 2008? Yeah, I did say 2008. 2008, my 9-year-old says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So here I am. How old was I? I was in my 40s back then. Holy cow. And my 9-year-old wants to learn how to trade stocks. Okay, great. Wonderful. How am I supposed to, Riley, how you doing? How am I supposed to teach a 9-year-old how to trade stocks when most adults don't get it? Okay. So for my 9-year-old, I had to come up with 5 criteria. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. Now, I know that last one might get a lot of you saying, no way to lose? That's not possible. Well, maybe not. The way I look at it is a lot of companies that I invest in, let's say Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they've been making Coca-Cola and Pepsi for over 100 years. What makes me think just because I'm going to buy it, then it's going to disappear? 140 years they've been making Coca-Cola. Pepsi, 120 maybe? But still, Ford, General Motors, Harley Davidson, been in business for over 100 years. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Procter & Gamble, Colgate Palmolive, Heinz Ketchup. These companies have been in business for over 100 years. More than likely, each and every single one of those is going to be there and continuing working long after I'm gone. So when I say no way to lose, well, if I'm buying Ford and I refuse to sell it for less than I paid for it, well, the only way I can lose is if the company goes bankrupt. Now, can it go bankrupt? Yeah, a lot of companies go bankrupt. But Ford, they've been around for 100 years, and there's no signs of issues at the moment. Well, anyway, besides the point. Let's keep moving forward and let's, kind of get a good idea. When I say no way to lose, what I'm thinking, other than something tragic happening, okay, I don't think Ford's going anywhere. I don't think General Motors is going anywhere. Harley Davidson, I don't think they're going anywhere either. Innocent, how are you today? Work with Nature, 420, how you doing? Just curious stuff. Have you heard the good news? The price. Okay, lovely. Let's hit that. All right, work with nature. Gotta love it. How am I feeling on XRP? Jason, XRP is not a dividend stock. So let me see if I can back up just a little bit. Okay, I'm looking at dividend stocks specifically because they share their profits. Now, I'm 61 years old. I'm retired. I'm on the other side of the fence. Most of you on the other side of the screen, you're probably still working, trying to figure out where to put your money. Or, well, why else are you here? Think about it. This is an investing show where I invest in dividend stocks, show you exactly what I'm doing. Now, it's a very niche market, very small. Jake Claver's company on XRP dividends. Okay, Jason, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Okay, I didn't know XRP was paying dividends. And if they are, how long have they actually been doing that? Can't be that long. All right. Happy birthday. All right. Today is my birthday. Good for you, Taylor. AGNC. Keen. AGNC is one of those companies I just don't do anymore, only because the numbers aren't as good as they used to be. I don't know what else to say about that one. All right. So what's going to happen here is you guys are going to give me some stocks to take a look at. I'm going to throw them into the program that I came up with. This is not the program. This is Think or Swim through Charles Schwab. It's a trading platform. Xander, what's happening? Lily, hi. Weepunt. Okay, good evening to you too. All right, so that being said, you guys need some stocks to take a look at that you think are good. Now, let me give you an idea where I'm coming from. I'm 61, so every dollar I earn comes from my investments. Okay? JPM, what is JPN? Keith, how you doing? Sit tight. ARR. Okay, Keen, AGNC, we're going to get to that in a second. I'm going to pause this for a minute. I'm going to give you my example on that one. Gabriel's the first one to come up with Dow, D-O-W. So we're going to take a look at some of these companies. I'm going to run it through the mill. Now, what I'm looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, how am I doing that? Well, I'm using dividend stocks coupled with stock options. Specifically, either a cash secured put or a covered call. I tend to lean towards the covered calls because they're safer than the cash secured puts. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's keep on keeping on. First one on the list today is going to be Dow. Thank you from Gabriel. Gabriel, what is so good about Dow this week? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so anytime I look at any stock, it's always the same thing over and over and over again. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It's always the same. I look at a chart, I want to look at the 1-year chart. Last year, what has this stock done over the last year? Now, the first thing, I'm looking for five little tidbits of information from this chart. Now, you should be able to see it within 3 to 4 seconds. And you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, can I do that? Yeah, you can. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Number 1, the high. There it is. Number 2, the low. There it is. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what is the overall momentum? Down, down, sideways, down, sideways. We're at 22.93, which means more than likely, if I'm going to jump into this first thing tomorrow morning, it's going to be 23. Because 22.93, the closest whole number, or the closest strike price right here, I don't want that. That's December 19th. Nope, I want November 21st. There we go. Now, let's take a look at more of them. There we go. These are what is called a strike price. So purchase price, $22.93. Strike price is what I'm going to sell it for. So if I buy it at this price first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to sell it at the very next number right here. So we got 20.50, 21, 21.50, 22, 22.50, 23, 23.50, so on and so forth. These are called strike prices. Over here, these are called expiration dates or option dates, weekly option dates. Now, you see the sign up there, it says weekly options. Yeah, weekly options, not monthly, weekly. Okay, 21 November, that's this coming Friday. 28 November, that's next Friday. 5 December, that's 3 Fridays away. Can you imagine that? 3 weeks we're in December? That's crazy. 4 weeks, 12 December, 19 December, 26 December. Then we get into January. Every single week there is an option that is available for me to trade on a certain amount of stocks. Not all of them, but certain amount. Okay? So when I'm investing, I'm looking for two things, and only two things. Okay, number one, consistency of profitability. It means I want to make sure that the company's consistently profitable. Why else would I put my money in there if the company's not profitable? It just doesn't make sense. Number two, weekly options. So consistency of profitability and weekly options. That's the two criteria that I'm looking for. Cowboy Dan, I'm not protecting Kermit anymore. Google the words Kermit was the best. Okay, no, I'm not even going to do that. Okay, so Rajesh. Okay, terribly sorry, dude. I don't cover the Indian market. I don't. So I have absolutely no idea what's going on over there in India. So I can't help you out with that one. Big K. Thanks there, Big K. Way to go. All right. So that being said, let's take a look. After we take a look at those 5 things, the high, the low, where was it, where is it? Now we want to take a look. Is it going to be profitable for us? So price 22.23. The closest strike price is going to be the 23, and that's selling for 55 cents. Now, remember I say I'm looking for 1% per week. Well, I'm going to buy the stock. I'm going to sell it first thing tomorrow morning. So I'm going to buy it first thing tomorrow morning at 9:30. At 9:31, I will have sold the option for someone to buy it from me at a certain price, 23, by a certain date, this coming Friday. Okay, so for an option contract to work, you need 4 things: beginning date, ending date, consideration, and an agreement. Meeting of the minds. That's the actual technical term, meeting of the minds. The consideration could be anything. It could be money, it could be a handshake, it could be a piece of pie. It could be anything. Consideration, something of value. All right. SB 1981 wants to take a look at Altria. Well, alrighty, we'll take a look at Altria in a little bit. Holy cow, I missed all these questions. There's the first one right there, Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel, we're still on Dow. Okay, so the high, here's the bottom right there. Now she's going sideways. What's going on right there? Because that's the last couple of days. Now, I want to take a look at the 1-year chart, because the 1-year chart gives me an idea. The high of the year, right here. The low of the year, right here. Where are we right now? Right there. Look at all that space we have to go before she comes close to the high of the year. Johnny boy, what are your thoughts on BBWI? Hims? Dow, we're on Dow right now. Okay, sit tight. We're going to get there. All right, so let's take a look at the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days is going to give me a good idea of where do I think it's going to be by this Friday. Because if I do a stock option, a weekly stock option, first thing tomorrow morning, okay, I got 5 days. That's it. Okay, so the last 30 days. Now, we are on the 16th, so the 16th is right there. Okay, so here's the last 30 days for Dow. And you tell me what you think. Remember the 5 things? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up. No, that's it. Were you expecting more? That's it. Remember, this was created for a 9-year-old. I'm looking for 5 things. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Down, up, down. Now she's going up again. 22.93 is the current price. So the 23 looks good. So let's do the 23, and this could possibly be the very first stock of this week. All right, so we said 23, right? 23. Come over to covered calls. There it is. The 23 is right there. All right, now, anytime I do a trade, I always tell people to read it out loud to make sure what you want to do is what you're actually doing. Okay, so let's take a gander. Here we go. Dow. By 1 covered call of Dow. 21 November 25. That means this option contract is going to expire at 3:59 p.m. this Friday. So whoever buys it from me, they have between tomorrow morning when I sell the option and Friday afternoon when it expires. It doesn't actually expire on Friday, it expires on Saturday, but at 3:59 p.m. is your last moment that you can do anything. Because at 4 o'clock on Friday, market closes. And guess what? You can't do anything. Unless, of course, you have approval for after hours trading. I don't do it after hours trading. 40 hours a week is fine by me. Let's check it out. Okay, so do you remember where I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose? Do you remember that part? Well, if I'm buying it first thing tomorrow morning, I'm selling it for almost the exact same price I just paid for it. My profit, $58. Oh, do you remember I said simple? All right, here's the power I forgot. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. Okay, so simple. The covered call is the second simplest trading strategy. The easiest one is just to buy the stock. That's the easiest one. That's the simplest thing you can do. Just buy the stock. But there's a minor problem with that, especially trying to teach a 9-year-old. Okay? Once you buy it, you own it. Great. Now, with that strategy, you got to wait for the stock to move before you realize a profit. There's a little bit of an issue there. Because if I bought it tomorrow morning, I got to sit and wait, and who knows how long it's going to take for it to move to have a satisfactory profit to jump out. Okay, well, I told you what I'm looking for. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Okay, fine. Let's go this a little bit easier. Now, when I say simple, the easiest is just buying the stock. Second easiest is doing a covered call. Covered call, you're basically buying it, and then you turn around and selling it almost instantaneously. That's it. I buy it and I'm selling it at the same time. The nice thing about a covered call, the way I get this structured for my 9-year-old daughter was, I know exactly what the profit's going to be before I even do it. Remember? Simple, safe. Oh, I forgot the safe part. Sorry. Covered call is so safe you're allowed to do it in your IRA. So the federal government recognizes that it's safe so that you can actually do it in your government-sponsored IRA. Let's go back a little bit. I missed some. Okay, right there. Hold up. All right. Predictable. Remember? Simple, safe, predict. Now we're on predictable. Predictable. Okay? I know what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. So if the numbers work for me, this is one of those set it, forget it type scenarios. You find a good stock. You buy it, you sell it, all at the exact same time. Buy it, sell it with a covered call, collect my profit, and then wait for it to fulfill, number one, expire, number 2 or 3, make a decision to roll it into the next week. It's really not that difficult. It's kind of like, do you remember paint by numbers? 1 red, 2 blue, 3 green, 4 yellow, blah, 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 whatever. You know, this is whatever. Okay, so I'm doing it A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Step 1 is to pick your stocks. Okay, pick your stocks. That's step 1. Wait a minute. That's step 2. Step 1 is the mental acuity or the changing of your thinking process. That's it. Step 1 is the changing of your thinking process. Do you think you can do it? That's number 1. Do you think you can? It's not that difficult. The trading strategy I'm giving you for free tonight. Now, I promise you I'm not going to come at the end of the night. Have I got a deal for you? Buy 1 today, get 2. Yeah, no. I'm not going to sell you anything. Okay, I'm not going to ask for your email address. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. Nothing. Okay, I'm giving this stuff to you for free, so just buckle up, buttercup, and just pay attention. All right. Where was I? Okay, so simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Now, when I say consistent, this is a weekly optionable stock, like I showed you a little while ago. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. There's a difference between a weekly and a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. And I can guarantee you someone's going to ask tonight about it because they always do. All right, so here's the trade. Buy 1 covered call of Dow. 21 November 25. That means this option expires this coming Friday. The $23 call option, that's the agreement. I'm going to sell to whoever buys this, the stock at 23. They're giving me the 58 bucks for consideration. Okay. Beginning, ending, consideration, agreement. 4 things. All right. At the market, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So maximum profit, 58 bucks. All right. What is it costing me? The cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is $2,200. So look at it this way. The way I look at it, I'm looking at it as if it was a weekly cash producing asset. What does that mean? Well, that means I got to come up with a big chunk of change up front. Okay, one contract, 2,200 bucks. Well, that one contract is giving me 58 bucks this week. Now, I don't ever lose any money on this right here, what I paid. Now, the reason why I never lose that, because remember, oh, wait a second. I didn't go over the rules. I apologize. Remember 5 criteria: simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way to lose. That's the 5 criteria for my 9-year-old. Because creating a trading strategy for a 9-year-old, this is what I had to do. All right, so the 5 rules are simple. And once you hear them, you're going to think to yourself, oh, man, that's so stupid. It is. They are so simple and straightforward that they actually sound stupid. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to or something you don't want to own long term. Well, what the hell are you buying it for if you don't want to own it? That's stupid. Well, yeah, rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. Number 2, another stupid one. Don't sell for a loss. It defeats the purpose. Think about it. I'm buying something for $100. I'm going to sell it for less? No, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Rule number 3. This one is just as bad. Okay, hold on a second. Because some of you are going to lose your shit on this one. Rule number 3. Make sure the company's profitable consistently. Why the hell are you putting money into companies that aren't profitable? This one boggles my mind over anything. Seriously, it does. Hey, let's put our money into this company, but it's not profitable. So what? Let's do it anyway. That's like the stupidest thing. Rule 4. Now, this one may not be stupid, but it's what I'm looking for. Weekly options only. There's only 2 ways to get weekly cash flow. One, hold on, back up for a second. 1, I can go work for it, punch a time clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, yeah, no thank you. All right, for what we are doing here in this situation, okay? Weekly options only. The way to get weekly option, way to get weekly cash flow is by something that trades on a weekly basis, weekly options. Or do I really, think about it, hold on. I'm not there yet. Okay, what I was going to say is weekly options or sit in front of the computer staring at a chart all day long. I got no desire to do that whatsoever. Rule 5, make sure now this one's not stupid. This one is spot on. Rule 5, make sure all the numbers work in your favor. 1, what am I buying it for? 2, what am I selling it for? 3, what am I collecting? 4, can't really show you number 4 because we need the chart for that. Basically, number 4 is which direction does the stock look like it's going? That's why we look at the chart first. We look at the chart first to give us an idea. Where's the high of the year? Where's the low of the year? What direction are all the other investors? That's us, me and you. We are the investors. We buy the stock. We are investors. Plain and simple. What are we thinking? What are the other investors thinking? Okay, is this thing going up? Is this thing going down? When are the earnings? When is the dividend? All these kind of questions all come, try to figure out what's going on. So that being said, let's check the number on this one and see if this is going to be an opportunity for this week. So we need a calculator. Now, to find out your rate of return, you're going to take the profit, that 58 bucks, okay? Max profit, 58 bucks. And we're going to take that and we're going to stick that into the calculator. Then we're going to divide that by the investment. Because to find your rate of return, it's the investment divide, profit. Okay, 2242. Grand total of 2.5. Now, remember when I say I'm looking for 1% per week? 1% per week comes to over 50% per year. It's just math. There's 52 weeks in a year. And if my goal is to get 1% every single week, add it up. That's over 50% a year. That's my goal. Okay? Whatever I'm doing here is to show you how I get 1% every single week. You have other ideas? Fine. Share them. If I don't agree, I'm going to tell you. Okay? I'm what you call a Gen X. I don't really care about your feelings. And I know some of you are going to have a hard time with that. But guess what? Did you just hear what I said? I don't care about your feelings. Basically, it is what it is. Okay? You talk to any Gen Xer and they say it is what it is. Guess what? That's just the way it is. All right, so what do we have this week? All righty. What do we have? Uh-oh. What the hell just went on? Come on. There we go. This, we don't need that. All right, let's put this right there for now, because we got to get rid of all of this. Okay, so before I get rid of all of this, let me give you a brief rundown of what it was. This is everything from last week. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for 5 stocks every single night. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't do Friday nights anymore, and I don't do Saturday nights anymore. So this is what we came up with last week. What do we have? We have 3M. Come on. Bye-bye. UPS, 1.4. Starbucks, 1.5. Colgate Palmolive, 1.5. Apache, 1 point, that was 2 point something. What is this one? Harley Davidson, 3.2. All right, what is this one? VFC, 2.3. Come on. No. Uh-oh. What was that? What the hell? Trying to clear up everything. I probably should have cleared it up earlier. All right, let's forget about the old ones. All right, this is what we're looking at this week. Get that out of the way. All right, this is what we're looking at. Here it is. This is what we're looking at today. Dow. 21 November, that's this coming Friday. The $23 call option. Up $58 is the profit, $2,200 is the investment, and the profit is 2.5% for 1 week. Of course, that's if you like Dow. If. All right, so we're going to save this one, 2.5%. Okay. 2.5%. All right, so we're going to take this one. We're going to put it over here for today. All right, I'll get rid of those ones later. All right, that's it. We got 4 more to come up with. All right, so that was Dow. Woohoo! All righty. Okay, Josh wants to take a look at General Electric. Okay, Life Wonders, JP Morgan. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. But I like Dow. It's on my list. Let's get back to where we were. Before we go on any further, okay, because we check this every week. What we want to do now is we're going to go to FinViz. It's a website. It tells me how many new stocks they've added throughout the week. Last week, there was 10,616, I think. Let's find out how much they have this week. Screener. I'm only looking for one number. Okay, 10,616. Well, this week, 10,624. So they added 8 new companies. Okay. Remember when they made a crypto coin? Okay, thank you. Daryl wants to take a look at, what one is that? Occidental Petroleum. Okay, let's get back to where we were. Okay, so 10,624 stocks this week. We'll check again next week and see what the number is. But as of this week, 10,624. That's a lot. Okay, so what are we looking at? Okay, we already did Dow, so let's go to the next one. Next on the list, what do we have? Josh wants to take a look at General Electric. All right, now I'm going to say no to General Electric only because, look at this. Here's the bottom, here's the top. I don't like buying that close to the top. Top's here, here's where we are now. There's not very much space there. No to General Electric. Terribly sorry there, Josh. Johnny Boy. Okay, Johnny Boy, we already looked at Dow. That's already going to be a no. BBWI. Never heard of it. BBWI. Bed and Bath Works. Interesting. Now, I'm getting a little bit of a problem with Bed and Bath Works because we're at the bottom of the year. But that could be a good thing. Okay, what I'm looking for, 5 things. Ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right there at this moment in time? We're actually at the bottom of the year. So for me, I like 2 days to the upside, and then on the 3rd day, I'll jump in. It's not there, but it could be this week. So I'm going to write it down this week for an opportunity. What is this? BBWI? BBWI. All right. Not quite there yet, but it's pretty close. Next, he wants to take a look at HIMS. Same thing. HIMS. Bottom. Not the bottom of the year, but it's the bottom of the last 90 days. Okay, here's the top. Drop, 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 drop. Okay, as soon as she finds the bottom, yeah, I'll jump in and do it, but not today. But I am going to write it down for next week. Or should I say tomorrow? Okay, sorry about that, Johnny Boy. What else do we have? Mortgage Magician, back again. How are you today? Thank you for that. Tickler, how are you today? Can you say KEX? What the heck is KEX? No, I don't do monthlies. November, December, March, June. Yeah, no, I don't do monthlies. Sorry. Nick, how are you today? Mr. Nick wants to take a look at the Qs. Q. Now, Nick, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not really a stock. It's more of an index. Okay, but let's take a look at why I don't like it. And then you'll see if it works for you. Okay, so what we want to do is go back to 2005. Because 2005 is 20 years ago, 2 decades. That's what I'm looking for. Now, stock market's been around since 1602. So that's over 400 years. So finding any company that has 2 decades of profits is really not that difficult. I mean, there's over 300 of them. So anyway, let's take a look at the Qs. Now, what I'm looking for specifically, Nick, is for the dividend to get higher and higher and higher. Now, the reason being, Nick, is because the dividend is a portion of the company's profits. that they give back to the investors. So the Q's is not a company, it's more of an entity. Still the same thing. One person runs it and a bunch of other people follow along saying, hey, what are we doing this week? So what I'm looking for, Nick, is for this number to get higher and higher and higher and higher. And as a matter of fact, as soon as we're done with this one showing you how no, I'll show you one that's a yes. All right, Nick, let's check this out. So 2005, June 17th, 3 cents, 3.5 cents, 3.5. Okay, 3.5, 10, that's higher. 2.9, lower. 2.6, lower. 2.3, lower. 5.4, higher. 2.7, lower. 3.7, lower. 2.6, lower. Do you see what we're doing at the moment, Nick? Lower, higher. Lower, higher. Not consistently profitable. So let's keep on looking. That's 2007. 2008. 20, 43, 49, 44, lower. 41, lower. 7.3, higher. 5.1, lower. 8.9, higher. 8.9, higher. 11.2, 10.08, lower. 7, lower. 12, higher. I'm not even going to do this anymore, Nick. This thing is not consistently profitable. The numbers don't consistently get higher and higher. They go up, they go down. What do they call that? The Wall Street shuffle? 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 1 step forward, 1 step back. Yeah, no, thank you. Hold on. Check this out right here. You'll like this one. Okay, now when I say consistency of profitability, let's check out Microsoft. Let's go all the way back to 2005. You ready? Here we go, Nick. 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62. Shall I keep going? Consistently higher and higher and higher and higher profits. Q, 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 no, no, no. Well, at least not for me. If you like it, you do it. Okay, Big Orange, Palantir, no dividends. No, thank you. Can we take a look at KEX? We already did. It was a no. Gabriel wants to take a look at KHC, also known as Kraft Heinz. All right. The high, the low, where were we? Where are we? Look at this. Down. Now she's going up. 24.85. Plenty of space. Look at it. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. We got plenty of space to go up here. 24.85. The next closest number to 24.85 is going to be 25, and it's paying 26, which is more than 1%. So let's take a look. Kraft Heinz, it's over 100 years old. Okay, over 100 years old and over 5 decades of profits. Why not? Think about it. Why not? All right, so that being the case, look at that. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. She goes up, she comes down. Now she's going back up again. Fine. Let's take a look at the 25. Is that a good opportunity for tomorrow? Well, let's find out. 25 right there. And one contract. Let's do this at the market. And here's Johnny by whoops. What the hell? What the hell? Come on. There we go. Buy one covered call, KHC 100s. November 21, 25, that's next Friday. The $25 call option. Look at this, $24.85. I'm going to buy it at $24.85. I'm going to sell it at $25. Pick up $42. It's going to cost me $2,400. Let's check out the math, see if this is a good deal or not. Okay, let's get rid of this. Profit, 42. The investment, 24. 58. 24, 58. Grand total of 1.7. So do I like 1.7? Sure I do. I'm just looking for 1%, so 1.7, that's kind of like right up in there. Well, let's save this one too, 1.7. Okay. And there she is. And there it is, KHC by one, whoops. KHC, 21 November. The $25 call option. 42 is the profit. 24 is the investment. 1.7% for 1 week. KHC, they've been around for 100 years. Why the hell not? Well, let's get rid of this. Damn, turned off again. Enjoy. How can I enjoy if you keep turning off on me? All right. Let's... Having a bit of an issue. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. This is not good. 5. All right, I don't want that. I want that. Okay. What am I getting? That's what I'm getting. It's not what I want. Come on. Well, I'm definitely going to have to fix this, aren't I? All right, volume. Hey, I didn't know the volume was on there. Cool. Brightness. Ooh, that's too damn bright. Right there. 5 cast settings feedback. Okay. There it is. Oh. Okay. Now, what did I come up with? 1.7? 1.7. 1.7. There we go. All right.
Hello, James. What was the one on top of that?
Tom, what was above that one? Uh-oh. Tom, I'll let you know what that one was when we get back to that. What was that?
I'll let you know what that one was when we get back to that.
Okay, yeah, Tom, you got a lot of feedback on that one?
Yeah, Tom, you got a lot of feedback?
Yep, sounds like a lot of feedback there, Tom. Okay, all right, we got that muted. All right, let's get back to where we were. All right, I'll show you that in a minute as soon as we get back to it. All right, so next, we got 2 already for the evening. What else do we have? What else do we have? Kisher, how are you today? Tickler, what's going on? Del Blaine, nice going. Irwin Cook, Big A, or Big K. Uh-oh, SB 1981 thinks that what? What do we got there? Altria? Ooh, I love me some Altria. That does look interesting. It does. Let's check this out. There's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, sideways, up, down. Now she's going back up again. 58.19. Look at this gap right there. That baby's going to fill 58.19. The 58's go for 66. The 59 go 20. Oh, hell no. We're going to say no to this one. Sorry, dude. Who came up with this one? SB 1981. Now, even though this looks good here, okay, here's your high. She drops. Now she's going up 58.19. Well, let's take a look. 58 is going for 66, but 58.50, which means I'm losing 50 cents right off the top. You take 50 cents off of that 66, I'm walking away with 16. Well, 16 cents on a $50 stock, yeah, no thank you. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I love Altria. I do. Just this week, no. The numbers just aren't working. See? 58.19, 58 just not working. The 59s, that's not working either. Sorry. It's always by the numbers. Who do we have over here? Life Wonders wants to take a look at J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan. Well, I'm going to say no only because check this out. Here's the high of the year. Okay? Was there? She drops. She shoots up. Here's the high of the year. Now she's pulling back. Now, this may look good in 2 weeks. So I'll write J.P. Morgan down in 2 weeks. And we'll take a look at it in 2 weeks. JPM. All righty. All righty. Is high yield savings account safer? Okay, so why see brain rot? Well, high yield savings is very safe, but think about it. High yield savings nowadays, what are they giving you? 4% for the year? Now, what I'm doing here, 4% for the year might be good for some people, okay? But I'm looking at 1% per week. So why would I want to do 4% per year? There's like no effort to it whatsoever. You just put your money into a savings account and they just add it up for you. Yeah, I can't live off of 4%. Sorry. Okay, I'm a mini beast. Absolutely. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I've transferred an old 401k and I'm sitting on $12,000. It's a Schwab, a Roth IRA. We'll pay the taxes, but that's fine. Well, you do realize you don't have to pay the taxes. I'm a mini beast if you don't want to. I've been approved for option trading. Can't wait to get started as soon as the transfer goes through. Hoping this week. Okay, so my suggestion, just a suggestion, mini beast, practice your paper trading. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's kind of like playing Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel, blah, 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 that type of scenario. Okay, Massimo, everything going to collapse. The bubble is going to burst. Okay, thank you for that. Big K, thank you for that. Michael, ARWR. Is that ARWR? Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. Okay, terribly sorry, Michael. November, December, March, June. Yeah, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. For me, anyway. If you like them, you do them. David, General Mills. General Mills, it's not GM, that much I do know. Is it GIS, isn't it? GIS? General Mills, okay. Okay, David, 2010, General Mills. November, December, January, March. Yeah, these are monthlies. I don't do monthlies. Because a monthly, think of it this way, David. A monthly, November, December, January, March, blah, 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 blah. I can trade it once a month. Now, there's only 12 months of the year. So if I'm getting 1 to 2% with each trade that I do, I'm walking away with 12 to 24% at the end of the year on General Mills. Yeah, no thank you. I want 1% a week. As a beginner, would you start with options? Okay, row 777777777. You got enough of them? Anyway, as a beginner, I would suggest paper trading. Okay, if this works for you, great, awesome. There are literally hundreds of people out there just like me showing what they do. Now, what they do works for what they do, okay? But I take a look at it this way. How much time, how much effort am I putting in? What rate of return am I getting? Less than 10 minutes a day, I'm getting 50% per year. That works for me. Less than 10 minutes a day gets me 50% per year. And I'm okay with that. Now, there are a lot of other people that make a whole bunch more money than I do. But more risk, more reward. More risk, more time invested. Okay, so yeah, you can make more money. It's going to take more time, more effort. Yeah, so it goes hand in hand. But thank you, Massimo. Mr. Darrow, T-Mobile. Okay. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. 216. The high is here. Bottom is here. Look at where we are. We have all that space right there. We're at 216. The they don't have a 216. They get 215 and 217. All right, so if I do 216 and I do the 215s, I'll be walking away with 270. That's over 1%. And it's in the money. That sounds even better. Let's take a look at that. Look at your last 30 days. Check this out. Your 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Look at this thing. Sideways down. Now she's going up. Bottom's here. Top's here. We get all this space. 216. Do the 215s. Let's see what it looks like. Get rid of that. Let's change this. Covered call. The 215s right there. Just one contract. At the market, there we go. Here's Johnny by one. Covered call T-Mobile. 21 November. That's this coming Friday. The 215 call option. Okay, so hold on a second. Why am I buying it for 216, selling it for 215? That's $1 less than what I'm paying for it. Well, here's the thing. If I'm buying it for 216, selling it 215, I better make a halfway decent amount of money. Well, the premium that I'm selling is over $3. Well, you take $1 off of that, now I'm making over $2. Well, over $2 is more than 1% of a $216 stock. Always check the numbers. Rule 5, do the numbers work? What am I buying it for? What am I selling? What am I walking away with? Is it a profit or is it not? That's just the way it is. Okay, so there you go. 277 is the profit. 21,000 is the investment. Ouch. Let's take a look. Bring up the calculator. 277 is the profit. Divided by the investment, 21,223. It gives me a grand total of 1.3%. I'm only looking for 1%. Well, do I like T-Mobile? So here comes all the questions. Number 1, does it make sense? Number 2, do I like this company? Number 3, do I like this company at this current price? And is 1.3% okay for me? And I know it's only 1.3. People are probably thinking, well, that's not enough money. Fine. You don't need to be here. This is simple, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent, and it's less than 10 minutes a day. It works for me. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a video dialogue, video diary, whatever you want to call it, for my children and my grandchildren. Now, I only have one grandchild at the moment. He's only 5. I'm kind of hoping there's going to be more. So the videos that I'm creating, hopefully they'll be around long after I'm gone, and then my children and my grandchildren will be able to see exactly how to do it. Because you think, or you may say, wait a second, this stuff's not going to make sense in 50 years from now. Yes, it is. Stock market's been around for over 400 years. Okay, stock options have been around since the 1970s. That's over 5 decades. It ain't going anywhere. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book about 15 years ago, and I submitted the book. Okay, I submitted the book, and I got rejected. The rejection read something like this. Well, we've read your manuscript, and it sounds a lot like some of the other stuff that's out there. Are you copying it from other books? I wrote a very nasty letter back. I said, you do realize the stock market's been around for 400 years. What can you possibly change that would be different explaining something that's been around for 400 years? I mean, think about it. If you go try to explain a cow or a cat, they've been around for decades, generations, centuries. Okay, stock market's around 400 years. Yeah, it sounds like everything else we read. No shit, it's been around for 400 years. What new do you have? You have nothing new. Okay? A dividend is a portion of the profits. Great, it's the same thing it was 400 years ago. What is new as opposed to 400 years ago? Stock options. But they've been around for 50 years. That's 5 decades. So most people trading options nowadays, they heard of them. Now, when I first started, options were around. Because I didn't start my trading until the 90s. All right, so let's keep going. So we looked at JP Morgan. PJ, do you ever consider market direction before deciding to open a trade? Absolutely. Did you not pay attention to the... All right, anyway, let's keep on doing what we're doing. So PJ says, do I ever pay attention to market direction? Yeah, take a look at this. Sideways, down, here's the bottom. Now she's going up. That's paying attention to the market direction. Going down, profit taking went from 230 down to 200. That's $30. It dropped from 230 down to 200. $30 is 15%. That's a 15% drop. Good from 200 to 217. Not quite 10% increase. Because 10% on a $200 stock would be 220. 220 is right there. That's 10%. So she still has more room to go. Here's the bottom. I mean, here's the top right now, and here's the top. Yeah, all that space right there. Can it do that? Yeah, it can. Is it going to? We don't know. As the beginning, we start with options. Yes, I would. Massimo, we did that one. Anna, good evening, Anna. Uh-oh. Redeemed Rebel. IREN. What the heck is IREN? IREN Limited. No, it doesn't make me feel good. Take a look at your last 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, no. Because it's still dropping. Eventually, it'll find the bottom. If you like this company, I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what they do. Cooney, what's going on? Frankie, what's going on? Kunkel. All right, caught up with everybody there. Just one coder. Because, be careful. Laughing my ass off. Options can wreck your portfolio instantly if you get too excited. All righty, just one coder. Thank you for that. You do realize I've been trading since the 1990s, which, what is that, 30 years, 40 years? 30 somewhat years. Yeah, I don't get excited about very much of anything. Okay. Ball out 88. Don't get too excited. It can have 4 or 5 high pops, and the other will eat you. Okay, thank you. Okay, ball out 88. Futures all the way. Sorry. Defined risk, and call it a day. Thank you. I mean, maybe. Nope. His method is proven 1% per week is a very low, easy 50% return. Yep, that works for me. Yep, I'm aware of that. Okay, balls out, 88. I used to do futures many years ago. The consistency of profitability with futures wasn't as predictable or consistent as it is with stocks. My body slice of 1,500 on futures or a joke just isn't gambling. Okay, Mini Beast, thank you for that. My buddy lost, blah, blah, blah. Your podcast, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he had futures out and got liquefied. Okay, 1,500 is not real money in a futures account. If he lost all his money, means he gambled. Okay. He got margined. Ooh, out. Ooh, yep. My 12 grand will be over 100 grand in 5 years. Okay. Lily, are you the guy who wants to leave this stuff for his kids? Thank you, Lily. Yep, for my children and my grandchildren. Yep. Santa's full of stocks. Okay, thank you there, JC. Hey, bro, he was a skater boy. I suppose you could say that. Depends on how you define that. Okay. All right, what else do we have over here? Okay, you guys are good over there. Bruno, what do you think about Two-Take? Greetings from Portugal. How are you today? Two-Take, isn't it TT? WO. To Take Interactive. All right. Here's your last 30 days. Here's your high. Here's your low. Okay, she went up, she went down. She went up, she crashed, back up, back down again. Not quite, I have no idea what they do. I honestly don't. Okay, these are not on my list, but if you like it, hey. Unfortunately, here's your top, here's your bottom. She's actually coming down at the moment. If you like it, I'd give it a few more days for it to find the bottom, for it to turn around. But not at the moment. Hope that makes sense. How about Verizon or Ford? Okay, Verizon. VZ. Wasn't Verizon on our list a couple of weeks ago? I think it was, because we found this. Okay, when she dropped right there, now she shot up. Okay, fine. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this, down, up, down, sideways, down, back up. What happened on Friday? I want to zoom in and see what happened on Friday before I, get too excited about this thing. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up. Well, here's the high here. Now she's coming back down again. Don't get me wrong, I love Verizon, I do. But look at the bottom here. 38. From 38, she jumps up to 42. That's $4. Almost $4. Not quite, but almost $4. From the 30-day bottom to the 30-day top is almost $4. Now, $4 on a $30 stock, that's over 12%. Yeah, no thank you. If she jumps up 5%, 6%, I might think about it. Anything over 10%, yeah, no thank you. Here to here is over 10%, or close to 10%. Yeah, no. That's Verizon. What do we have next? Ford. Love me some Ford. I do. But not this week. Only because here's your high. She went down, she went back up, now she's coming back down again. Okay, your bottom's here at 11, shoots up to 14. That's more than 20%. 20% jump. She pulls back, now she goes back up again, now she's coming back down. Not quite, but I will put Ford on the list for next week because it looks like she's going to find a bottom soon. Or could, don't know. Bruno, how are you today? Dale, how do you think the NVIDIA earnings will go? Don't know, don't care. Now, people love NVIDIA. I understand why they love it. I really do. NVDA. Okay, let's check out the dividends for NVIDIA. Okay, so NVIDIA is $190. $190 per share. Do you understand that? $190 per share. Great. What are the dividends? Well, the dividends on a $190 stock is 1 penny. I'll say it again. $190 stock. The dividend is 1 penny. And then you take a look at the other numbers. Take a look at the book value. Take a look at the revenue per share. Take a look at the profitability. How often has this thing been profitable? Well, the dividends don't show it. 1 penny does not constitute profitability in my book. Anyway. La 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 la. Al, Frankie, Bill, how you doing? Sean, how are you doing? Shady Ribs, what's going on? Earn your grind. Okay. DGR, how are you? Well, let's take a look at IBM. Cool Hand Luke. Uh-oh. Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate. IBM. All right, well, let's take a look at IBM. IBM. Oh, what's happening here? We got the high right there. Now she's pulling back. That don't look too favorable. What do you think? 30-day bottom, 30-day top, down, up, sideways. Here's your top. Now she's coming down. Yep, sorry. No thanks for IBM. Riley, UPN. What the heck is that? UPN. Riley, terribly sorry, dude. When it says we cannot find this symbol, means either you put it in wrong, I put it in wrong, or it's not a U.S. stock. I'm kind of leaning towards it's probably not a U.S. stock. Unless it's an acronym for something else. Frankie Figs wants to take a look at PayPal. PYPL. I don't know. What do you think of PayPal? Me, I would like it if PayPal had dividends, but there are no dividends in the time period selected. So if it has no dividends, Cool Hand Luke, NVIDIA reminds you of Cisco in the 2001. Okay. Riley wants to take a look at Kohl's. Now, Kohl's I can get behind because that has dividend. Yeah. OUNP. Hold on. I like them long term. They do pay dividends now. Which one are we talking about, Frankie? PayPal? Oh, no, they don't. Okay, here's PayPal right here. Okay. PayPal Holdings Incorporated. PYPL. $62.81. There are no dividends in the time period selected. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. PayPal announced a cash dividend of 14 cents with an EX date of the 19th of November. Well, it's their very first dividend. Why would I be excited about that? Yep, I see it. I see it, Frankie. Can we look at Dow? Okay, Cool Hand Luke, we already looked at. Dow was the first one we looked at tonight. Starting in like a week. Yep, I get. Ooh, Angel, Oracle, ORCL. I read something interesting on Oracle, ORCL. All right. Making more money than they need. Yep, probably. Okay, so Angel wants to take a look at Oracle. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down. Unfortunately, that don't look too good. What do you think? 30-day high? 30-day bottom. Now, I like Oracle. I read a very nice article about Oracle over the weekend. So I will be incorporating it. But here's the thing. 222.85. Well, the 222s are right there. And they're paying $6. Well, yeah, but see, here's the thing. Here's the bottom, Friday. I don't like trying to find the bottom. Now, it could be the bottom. Could be. We don't know. Because tomorrow it could go lower. Tomorrow it could go higher. So I'm going to put Oracle on the list for tomorrow. And just hopefully it looks good. Hopefully this week. Uh-oh. Got a low battery mode over here. Low battery. We can't have that. There you go. Okay. Eric, we already looked at BBWI. Okay. Oh, Riley, Union Pacific, UNP. Are you primarily looking at dividends? I know a lot of companies do buybacks instead of. Yep, I'm well aware of that. Frankie, I'm well aware of that. Okay, but I'm looking for companies that are consistently profitable year after year after year after year. And they always vote before they buy back. Okay, and they pay the dividends first. Dividends get paid first before they do buybacks. Okay, Riley, UNP. UNP. Union Pacific. Interesting. Let's take a look. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where she was. Here's where she is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, 223, she's coming down at the moment. What makes this thing so excitable? Here's your top. Oh, here's your top, here's your bottom. She drops, back up, back down. Not this week, maybe next week or the week after. Use your 3153793. Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, ESEA. ESEA. No options. Sorry, dude. No options, no thank you. Angel, you're welcome. Uh-oh. Jose wants to take a look at Target, TGT. Now, I love Target. I really do. But Target has a tendency to have, what do you call those things? Black swans? They don't have any this year. Interesting. But look at the numbers. Okay? Here's the high. Oh, there's the black swan right there. Here's the high. She drops, back up, back down, back up, back down, back up, back down. So it doesn't look like it this week. It's like, wait, it will show up. Okay, here's your 30 days. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. She shoots up, pulls back, back up, back down. So she's actually still coming down at the moment. Wait a little while. If you really like it, okay, if you really like it, give it just a couple more days. Once it finds the bottom, turn around, go back up. I really like the way you think of stocks. I'm a value investor. Been doing it for about a year. All right, Frankie. I've been doing it since the 90s, so it's a little bit longer. Analyzing stocks like Verizon, Ford, ask about specific stocks. Uh-oh. Bless you. Thank you there, Riley. Okay, userware looked at that one. Okay, J Berg, Netflix. No way. I don't pay over 100. I don't pay over $300 for a stock. Susan. Susan, how are you doing? BTM. What the heck is BTM? Oh, Bitcoin Depot. November, December, January, March. Okay, didn't I say I don't do monthlies? No. Sorry, Susan. John, AGNC, AGNC. Now, John, I don't do AGNC only because, you see this? 2 cents, 0, 0, 0. So, a covered call, basically, I'm getting paid to sell somebody the stock for the same price I just paid for it. Now, 9 out of 10 times, it works wonderfully. Every once in a while, you'll come up with a stock that has a bunch of zeros in the premium. So if you're wrong and the stock goes the wrong way, you get nothing. Okay, look at Dell. Look at these numbers. Okay, 131, 315, 223, 192, 159. Even 4 strikes out of the money, I'm still getting over 1%. Dell's not the only one. INTC. Okay, 36, 77, that's over 2%. 60, close, 48, 37. Still, 4 strikes out of the money, I'm still getting over 1%. Certain stocks have nice numbers, certain ones don't. AGNC is a no. Now, I used to do it years ago. I just don't do it anymore. BRX. What the heck is BRX? Brixmore Property Group REIT. No. November, December, February, May. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. John, you're welcome. Easy Trades. What's the best dividend stock? Okay, Easy Trade. That's just too easy. You ready? Here we go. Dividend Kings. 50 years, 5 decades of increased profits. Dividend Kings. Those are the best. Opinion on options order flows. You got to be more specific. Nick, ADM. Archer, Daniel Midland. Another Dividend King. Okay. 21 November, 28 November. We're currently at 58.61. The 59s are going for 55. Not quite 1%. Nick, you see that? It's at 56.61. Okay, the closest strike price is going to be the 59. Okay, 59, 1% of $59 is 59 cents. That's 1%. This is paying 55. Not quite there. Asder, D-Nut. Isn't that, wait a minute, D-Nut. Isn't that Krispy Kreme? D-Nut, D-N-U-T. Krispy Kreme. Okay. What's going on here? 408, 000. Look at that. I don't do those. Too many zeros. If I'm wrong, I get nothing. Keith, we already did PayPal. DRSHF. Mr. Snow Miser. Oh, hold on. I'm Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Fun. Wait a minute. Nope. They call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. Yep, I got the reference. All right. Okay, so DRSHF. What the hell is that? DRSHF. Drone Shield. Ooh, interesting. Unfortunately, no options. Sorry. Righty. Angel. Mackey. M-A-C-I. What the hell is that? Mylar Acquisition. No options. No thank you. Keith. Nike. N-I-K-E. Whoops. No. N-K-E. N-K-E. All right. Ooh, interesting. Me. Have you ever used order flow to trade? If you have, as a tool or trade just strictly off flows. Okay. All right, Keith, what are we looking at? Check this out. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, down. So it's coming down right now. What's going on there? Let's zoom in a little closer, see if it makes any sense. I like looking at the last 30 days. Last 30 days would be the 16th. The 16th would be right about here. Okay, up, down, down. Sorry, it's coming back down again. GLW. Isn't that Corning? GLW. Corning, yeah, Corning. Okay. Nope. The high of the year, now she's pulling back. Okay, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. She pulled back up, and now she's coming down like a rock. If she finds a new bottom, maybe. I'm going to write that down for next week. I like Corning. Okay. That being said, what is next? Ronnie D, what's happening? Oh, redoing me. Okay. RITM. Angel, what is RITM? RITM. Rhythm. No. Okay. Angel, I don't do monthlies. Okay. November, December, January, February, March, May, June. Yeah. Those are months of the year. Those are no, and hell no. Sorry. Christine Manis. Good evening. All right, what else we have? All right. Keen, XLPR. What the hell is that? XPLR. Explore Technologies. Okay, sorry, dude. No options. Sorry. Check this out. Susan Copenhager comes out with Starbuckies. Now, I think I got rid of my Starbuckies last week because the stock started to drop right there. See that? Okay, we're at 84.78. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? Down, up, down. Not this week, honey. Sorry. Munez, Apple, AAPL. Nope. I don't buy anything at the high of the year. Just doesn't make sense to me. You're welcome. Easy Trade. Uh-oh. How often do you go live? I just started following you. I'm here every night. Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. I take Friday night and Saturday night off. Okay, I think that's enough. You're welcome. Mr. Snow Miser, VACMO, OBDC, ENR, ABV, BBD, PSEC is my dividend list. I'm going to buy it all into all of them. Why? VAC. Oh, hell no. Hell no, brother. I'm not. You can do whatever you want. This is just my opinion. VAC is at the bottom of the year, and it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies, number one. Number two, I don't buy at the bottom of the year. However, I would keep an eye on it so as soon as she turns around, because it may be lower tomorrow. It may be lower Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'd wait for the bottom, bounce, and then go back up. And I wouldn't even do it because it's a monthly. MO's Altria, we already looked at that. OBDC, what is that? OBDC. Owl Blue Cap Corp. Hell no. Again, wait for the bottom. In my humble opinion. You got a gap here that will fill eventually, so this baby will turn around and go back up. I wouldn't do it. Look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, hell no. But that's me. Okay, I like consistency of cash flow. So far, you've given me two of them. No, ENR. What the hell is that? ENR. Encounter Resource. Another hell no. I don't do monthlies. And then what do we have over here? Here's your last 30 days. Up, down, up, down. So far, you've picked 4 stocks. Each one you've picked so far are going down. ABEV. What the hell is that? ABEV. ABEV? Well, now this one doesn't make sense either. Again, another monthly, November, December, January. Look at this. It's at the high of a 90-day period. Okay? From here, from $2 to $2.50, hell no. Look at those numbers. No. The 250 is going for 5. Okay, maybe. But then the next one I was getting nothing. Sorry, that one just doesn't look good. BBD, what the hell is that? BBD. Bandco Bradesco. What the hell? Oh, hell no. The high of the year? No. PSEC. PSEC. Another monthly. Another hell no. Okay, up, down, down. 0, 0, 0, 0. No. No, 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 no. Mr. Snow Miser. Don't know. Muniz, we looked at Apple. Easy Trades. Where was that? Easy Trades, Easy Trades, Easy Trades, Easy Trades. I just missed it. Where did it go? Easy Trades. I searched up Dividend Kings. APD is the highest one of the dividends. Is great, but the stock is going down. APD. APD. Air Products and Chemists. Oh, yeah, I don't do monthlies, dude. The numbers just don't work. 259, the 259 to 260 going for 270. That's 1% for 5 days. Okay. What if you're wrong, though? Okay, you do realize. Hold on. 1616 right there. Okay. Now, look at this. This is 30 days. Sideways, down, gap up, up, and down. Okay? Sideways, down, up, down. That's the last 30 days. Now, tell me, where do you think it's going to be in the next 30 days? It's difficult enough to figure out where it's going to be in 5 days. Now, this one, it kind of looks like she's coming down. That's what she kind of looks like. But the next 30 days, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay, so this is only 5 days away. That's this Friday. Okay, and it's paying 1% for 1 week. But if you're wrong, you got to go out 30 days. Okay, and the next one, the 260 is going for 7, which is right around 3.5%. Still not quite that 1% per week. And then I got to figure out where's it going to be in 30 days. Yeah, that's just a little too much for me. Oh, Asder, what platform am I using? This is called Think or Swim through Charles Schwab. Okay, Soul Banger, Camping World. You got to tell me the ticker symbol. I have no idea. Munez, Tesla, no dividends. Got any iBit? Ooh, iBit. Let's take a look at iBit. IBIT. Hell no. Look at that thing dropping like a rock. You see that? Drop. TikTok, how are you? I'm doing lovely. Analyze stocks day up. Got that one. Gen X. Uh-oh. TikTok is corrupted. What would happen to the price of digital currency if retail collectively took longs without a liquidation level on the trade, regardless of leverage applied? Well, that's an interesting question. Okay. Okay, so Gen X TikTok is corrupted. I'm not 100% sure what kind of question it is you're looking to get. What would happen if the price of digital currency, if retail collectively took longs without a liquidation level on the trade, regardless of the leverage applied? Okay, that is definitely interesting. J Berg, what type of options do I buy? I don't buy options, I sell options. JT Lewis, MU, is that Micron? Oh, hell no. Don't get me wrong, it's a good company, but why are you buying at the high of the year? Okay, Munez, Meta, 2 years of dividends. No. CWX is Camping World. Is it really? CWX. No, it's not. Oh, CXW. CXW. That ain't it either. That's Core Civic Inc. CXW. Ain't it? Meta's looking good to start legging. Okay, I got that one. Check out my pinned post. Okay. SFM 90 call expiring in December. Okay, I don't buy options. I sell options. SFM. What is the hell is SFM? SFM. Okay. December 90s. That's definitely interesting. But I don't do monthlies. Sorry, dude, I don't do monthlies. See, November, December, January, March, June. Okay, 89, 81, 71, 79. You said the 90s, you're paying $225, which means it's got to go to $92.25 before you even make a profit. Can it do it? Oh, yeah, because gaps have a tendency to fill. But you're only giving this thing till the 19th of December, which is only 4 weeks away. Or is it 5 weeks away? 5 weeks may or may not be enough to get to 92. That's just to break even at 92. You want to double your money, you just got to get to 95. Okay? So, yeah, no. So I don't buy options, I sell options. Because 80% of all options expire worthless. All right, so I'm going to go over to the next group and see what kind of questions they have. Okay, Morgan Stanley. What is that, MS? Morgan Stanley, oh, hell no. Close to the high of the year. Sorry. Allstate. Keen, you got to tell me what Allstate is. WFC as well as Fargo. WFC. Another no. Okay, I don't like buying at the high of the year. Eli Lilly, isn't that out of my price range? Yes, it is. $1,000. Okay, we already looked at Occidental Petroleum, OXY, OXY. Ooh, that one looks good. Who came up with Occidental Petroleum? Daryl, thank you. OXY, let's check this out. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Sideways, up, down, up. Nice. That looks nice right there. 42.76. The 43s, 58. That's nice. Well, let's check that one out. That could actually be the next one on our list. Okay, a year ago, 50.74. The high of the year was the middle of January, and that was 53. We bottomed out in April at 35. Jump up, pull back. Look at this, last 30 days. Okay, here's your last 30 days. Okay, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, the high's there. We are right here. We're at 42.76. Can we have enough to 43? No, okay, 1%. Yeah, that should do it. Should. Is it going to? I don't know. Let's find out. Covered stock, there it is. The 43s right there. One contract. Let's do this. At the market, there it is. And here's Johnny, buy one, covered call, Occidental Petroleum, 21 November. That's this coming Friday. The 43 call option. Okay, max profit, 98 bucks. Cost of trade, including commissions, 4,200. Well, let's see what those numbers look like. I think it's going to be around 2%. 2. Let's find out. 98.5 is the profit. Well, what's my investment? 4202. 4202. Grand total of 2.3. I love 2.3%. I could deal very easily with 2.3% every single week. But do I get 2.3% every week? No, I don't. I make over 1% a week. That's nice. Let's find this one. Which one is this? Occidental Petroleum, 2.3. Occidental Petroleum, the 43 call option, 21 November. That's this coming Friday. 98.50 is the profit. The investment's 4,200, and the rate of return for 1 week is 2.3% for 1 week. Does it make sense? I don't know. Does it? Alrighty. 2.3%. Alrighty then. I like that one. What else? We got 15 minutes left. We only got 3. Come on, you guys got to come up with 2 more. 2 more. 2 more. What else do we got? Ooh, somebody wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola usually never gives me anything halfway decent. It's usually always something bad. 71, 71, 71, 71, 64. No. Okay, Keen, we already looked at General Electric. It was a no. Coca-Cola, no. Chevron, CVX, 157. The 157 go for 127. Just off a little bit. Keen, GSLC. I'm not even going to bother that one. GSLC. GSLC. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. Come on. What do we have over here? Mr. Unemployed. Yay, Marty. How will we get it free? Marty, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about for free. I'm actually starting to get it. Faber, way to go. Mr. Cowboy, how are you today? So, Marty, you got to explain to me, how will we get it free? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Marty. Samuel, how are you doing? Thank you for that, Samuel. Eric, we already looked at Dow. Yep, I know that. Ooh, Hercules, Wally World, WMT. Now, we got Wally World 2 weeks ago. Okay? 2 weeks ago, we had Wally World. Down, up, down. Not this week. Sorry, dude. Goldman Sachs. Nope. Okay? The high of the year. Now she's dropping. No to Goldman Sachs. Ooh, Angel. Angel wants to take a look at, uh-oh. Zoom out, JNJ, BAC, BAC. Angel wants to take a look at Bank of America. Nope. Angel, high of the year, now she's dropping. Sorry, dude. Munez, Tesla, no dividends. Zerba, Site, S-I, never even heard of it, S-I-T-E. Site One Landscaping, nope. Monthly, no thank you. Susan, Johnson & Johnson. Oh, hell no. Come on. The high of the year. Why would I want to buy it at the high of the year? Doesn't make any sense. M3366. I have no idea what that means. Easy trade. So for dividends, doesn't the stock need to be going up long-term to profit? Yeah. Not quite understanding what you're talking about. Eric, for use. Energy fuels. Okay. Interesting. I have no idea who these are. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. Down, up, down, up, down. No. Sorry. Brian, what's your strategy for trading? Day, swing, or leaps? I'd say weekly. I don't know. Soul Banger. Angel, he chooses stocks with options that pays dividends that expire within a week, not a month. Thank you. Eric Ware looked at Quadruple U. Angel, thank you. You got that one. Easy Trades. SCHG. Why the hell are we looking at SCHG? SCHG. Who came up with that one? Easy Trades. All right, Easy Trades, you ready? Schwab Large Cap Growth, SCHG. Let's go back. Let's go way back when. You bet. Okay, so here's one thing I don't like about SCHG. 2010 means it's only 15 years of profits. 15. Let's see if they keep increasing. Okay, that's 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.7, 0.07. That's down. 6, 3, 8, 8, 9, 13. That's 1.3. Okay. 1.3. Down. Up. 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 Down. Up. Up. Down. Up. Up. Down. 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 Up. Down. Up, down, down. Do you notice it's going down more often than it's going up? Who came up with this one? Okay, so easy trade. Okay, the profits are going down more than they're going up for SCHG. Don't feel bad, SCHD is the exact same. PMPIX, what the heck is that? CWH. Apparently, you must really like it because you keep asking me. CWH. Camping World. Oh, I got to write that time. Hell no. 2 reasons. 1, it's dropping like a rock. 2, it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. Who came up with that one? Sorry, Reginald. Wow. KG4. Yep. We looked at Verizon already. Please explain what mean when you say you don't do monthlies. Holy Jesus fucking Christ. JTY61. Okay, so listen closely. You ready? Do you see this over here? This, hold on, I'll do it a little bit differently for you. Okay. This over here is the stock chart. Stocks go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, blah, 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 blah. That's the way the stocks move. Okay? Over here is the information on the stock itself. Okay, the last price, $10.81. The bid, $10.48. The ask, $11.20. The volume, 1.4 million. The open, 1. The close, the high, the low, so on and so forth. Right here is the option information, or also known as the option chain. Now, a stock option is very simple. You got a call option, you got a put option. Think of it this way. You're going to call someone up, you call them up, you're hoping the stock goes up. Calls are for when you think the stock's going to go up. When you're done, you put it down. That means you want it to go down. Okay? So you buy a call if you want the stock to go up. If you want the stock to go down, you buy a put. Down, put down, call up. Calls go up, puts go down. Okay, so monthly and weekly. Let me explain the difference between a monthly and a weekly, because apparently you're not quite understanding. Now, this stock right here, Camping World, 21 November. That's this coming Friday. 19 December. That's next month. 16 January. That's 2 months out. 20 March. 18 June, 15 January, 21 January. That's January 2027, January 2028. Those are called monthly options. You only have one on the month. One per month. That's it. That means if I'm investing in this stock, I can do a covered call once a month. So I'm looking to get what? 1 to 2% every month. That comes to 12 to 24% a year. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. So what do I mean by weeklies? Okay, stock chart, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, stock information, option information, calls, puts, expiration dates, 11 November, that's this Friday. 28 November, that's next Friday. 5 December, that's 3 Fridays away. 4 Fridays away. 5 Fridays, 6 Fridays, 7 Fridays. Every single week, I can do an option. If I get 1 to 2% every single week, that's 50 to 100% per year. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. And to make matters worse, okay? Just to make matters a little worse. Are you ready? This is 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the last 30 days. Now, for the next 5 days, well, it looks like she's coming down. The next 5 days. Where's it going to go in the next 30 days? See, it's easier to find out where it's going to go in 5 days. I make 1 to 2% every week. That's 50% to 100% at the end of the year. Okay, monthly. Now I got to figure out where the hell this thing's going to go in 30 days. Well, it looks like it's going down this week. But what is it doing next week, and the week after, and the week after? It gets more challenging trying to figure out where a stock's going to be in 30 days as opposed to 5. Okay? Not to disregard the fact that once a month I'm getting 1 to 2%. That's only 12 to 24% at the end of the year. But weeklies, 1 to 2% every single week. That's 50% to 100% at the end of the year. I just don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. Funny thing is, I knew someone was going to ask. Somebody asks all the time, why don't you do monthlies? Because they suck. It is what it is. Alrighty. Let's keep on going. Ben Stock. Oh, Ben's Stock. Okay. Nicholas, how are you doing? Mrs. G, what's going on? Pacific Stoner. Dude. Anyway, UTI. So Georgie's got a urinary tract infection. Georgie, what'd you get one of those for? Hell no, Georgie. I don't do monthlies. November, December, January, April. No, nope, 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 nope. No to UTI. All right. Keep on keeping on. Tracy, how are you tonight? Rusty toys. That just sounds uncomfortable. Rusty toys. No fret, Benton, Connecticut. Okay. No fret, Brett in Connecticut. Cool beans. Soul banger. Option has to expire within a week, not a month. Thank you. All right, we already looked at Verizon. It was a no. Discuss stock options. Ask about monthly options. Oh, Angel, APLD. APLD. Applied Digital Corporation. Interesting. Unfortunately, who came up with this one? Angel. Unfortunately, Angel, this baby's dropping like a rock. And, John Wick. BYND. Well, I'm at a loss for words, John Wick, because BYND is that factory meat that you make at a factory in a petri dish. It makes me queasy just thinking about it. Okay? This thing's at $1. Look at the options. 2 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent. I'm just going to say no on principle. Okay, something about making steak in a petri dish just doesn't thrill me. Hercules, K-Bomb. Evening. The B guy wants to take a look at Schlumberger SLB. Interesting. Let's check it out. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Down, up, down, sideways, down, up. What's going on right there? I don't know. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Pulled back. Now she's going back up. 36. Look at the 37. 37.65. Oh, hell yeah. Now, SLB, Schlumberger, they are over 100 years old. They are a dividend king. So let's check it out. Let's get rid of this. Let's do the 37. I think this will be the last one for tonight. The 37 right there. Okay, 1. And there it is. And here we go. Buy 1, covered call, SLB 21 November. The $37 call option at the market. SLB 73.50 is the profit, max profit. Cost of trade, including commissions, $36.27. Let's find out what this bad boy is. This will be the last one because we're at 11 o'clock. Clear. And 73.50 is the profit. 73.50 divided by 36.27 gives me a grand total of, hold on. I'm going to say tiny bit over 2%. There we go, 2%. Gotta love it. If you like this company, it's always going to come to that last question. Do I like this company? You need to ask yourself that question. Schlumberger, okay, it's a dividend king, which means they've increased their profits for 5 decades. So we're going to save this one too. Save this one. Here we go. Let's find out. And there she is right there. Schlumberger. There she is. Yay! SLB. 21 November. That's this coming Friday. The $37 call option. $73.50 is the profit. $3,600 is the investment. That is a 2% trade. 2%. If 1% a week is 50% a year, well, 2% a week is going to be over 100. That's doubling your money every year. That's freaking awesome. Anyway, it's 11 o'clock. I'm out of here. I'm going to save this last one. Mother. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's try it one more time. One more time, and it's 2%. All right. It's not gonna get rid of it for me. There it is, right there, and that is 2%. Okay, so tonight we only found 4. What a bummer. What do we have? We have Dow. I can't read that one. Oh, KHC, Occidental Petroleum, Schlumberg. Cool beans. That's all the ones we can come up with tonight. So tomorrow, we're going to do this all over again tomorrow night. And then we're going to collect a whole bunch more. See if we can find 5 tomorrow night. That'll be fun. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to go through some of these questions. See what you have before we call it a night. Questions. Robert, BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb, love that one. Mrs. G, love ExxonMobil. Rob, I have no idea what ELWT is. John Wick, it's up 15% in pre-market. Yeah, I got that one. Angel, APLD, I think we already did that one very much. Mush, thank you. Nick, Altria, we already did Altria earlier. LV Shane, PSKY, never heard of it. Okay, user 0761275068. Wow, what were your parents thinking when they named you? Okay, we already looked at. Do you look at margins? Absolutely, Brian. Twisted Pasta. Did we do Pepsi yet? No, not this week. Let's look at it tomorrow. Stock options trading. Discuss calls and put options. Okay, we'll do that. Angel, thank you. You're welcome. Cunnell, thank you. Mac, have a nice night. Brian, what was the third one? Dow, KHC, Schlumberger. What was the call for Dow? I missed it. Martha, how are you today? All right, B guy, SLB, we got that one. BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb, follow. Okay, ExxonMobil. Okay, Michael L. Eden. Mike Eden, Bros. We'll take a look at that one tomorrow. Laddie, what's happening? Jacqueline Reed. Oh, Asif, CVS. We'll take a look at tomorrow. SV 25, 100,000 invested and add 2,000 monthly in 50% VOO, 30% QM, and 20% feeling behind. Wow, SV. I would say no to VOO. QQQM, yeah, I'd say no to that one also. SMH, I'd feel no to that one too. Okay, George, we looked at UTI already. Martha calling that one. Martha, great. Just got here a little while ago. Beyond Meat makes me queasy. Well, just Martha, just the sound of it. Making steak in a petri dish with lasers. Something about it just wrong from all directions. So SV, from what you're doing, SV, that looks like a long-term strategy. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. VOO, great. QQQM, hey, wonderful. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But okay. Asif, how are you doing today? CTAS, we already looked at that one. Ooh, superlative. We haven't looked at Macy's, but we'll look at it tomorrow. Jackson, how are you doing? Angel, sounds like a good call for tomorrow. All right, Big K, what's going on? Street Glide. Thank you for that. Simi, open. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Asif, CMG. Isn't that Chipotle? We'll take a look at that tomorrow. You got that one? All right. SB 1981. Glad you got that. Lisa, HYMC. Never heard of it. Okay, SB 1981, MOS, better numbers. Okay. 86 is in the house. The only nummy. Okay. Street Money, back again. How are you? Mike, how are you doing? All right. Gene Barman, how are you doing? Thank you for that, Gene Barman. Jero Bucko, good evening. The Empty Space. Ooh, I like Intel. Michael Eden, FTS. Let's take a look at it tomorrow. Thank you for the information. How would you recommend one starts investing? My recommendation would be keep showing up every day, learn some paper trading, do some research on Google or YouTube. What do you think of UPS? I love UPS. What software are you using? Mikey D, that software there is called Think or Swim. It's offered through Charles Schwab. Willie Johnson, what is your perspective of these trades around earnings? I think to avoid options are juicy. Okay, so Willie, I've taken a look at my 5 rules. Okay, rule number 1 is never buy something you don't want to own. So regardless of the earnings, if you don't want to buy it and you want to wait until after earnings, just wait. It's not that difficult. It's a good idea, depending on what you think. Me personally, I don't really care about earnings because I've seen positive earnings when stocks go down. And then I've seen negative earnings when stocks go up. Martha. Okay, we already read that one. Rob Tripodi. Good evening. Thank you. Drive, AMLP. Never heard of it. Mikey D, what do you mean you don't do monthlies? Oh my goodness. We already did that a little while ago. Some options offer weeks, other off every other month. He doesn't like once a month. Thank you there, Only Nummy. AAP, ooh, take a look at that one tomorrow. Chris, we looked at a Nike earlier. Faber, how do you know what strike price to choose? Uh-oh. Now, I honestly can't believe you're actually asking that question. Seriously, I can't. Okay. So, Faber, you ready for this? All right, Faber. The stock price, $36.94. $36.94. Okay, let me say it again. The current price, $36.94. So the safest would be at the money, $36.94. That would be the 37. And the 37 is selling for $65, which is almost 2%. That works for me. It's always what is the safest bet for me. So if I buy this at $36.94, I want to sell it at 37. That's the closest one. Or I might take a look at the 36.50. Well, the 36.50 is paying 90 cents a share, and I'm losing 44 cents a share off the top. You take that off of that, now I'm walking away with 53. Not the same as the 37. The 37 is more profitable. The 36.5 may be safer, but it's not as profitable. That being said, we're calling it a night. We're going to do this exact same thing all again tomorrow. Brad, do you sell outs or just start with covered calls? Oh, Brad, you mean do I sell puts, cash secured puts first? Sometimes I do, most of the times, no. So, Brad, it's a good question, Brad. It's a really good question. It's always going to be depending on the numbers and what the chart is telling me. Okay, see, the chart right now is telling me the stock is going up. Well, where do I think it's going next? Well, if I like this here, here's the top. If I like it and I think it's going to keep going up, well, I could do a cash secured put. I could. Or is the 36.94, the 37th paying 66, that's almost 2%, but the covered call is the same thing. So if I do the put, I'm getting 2%. If I do the call, I'm getting 2%. So it really depends on the numbers and how you feel about it. Okay, that being said, I'm done. I'm out of here. You guys have a great night, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll do this tomorrow. Alrighty, bye you guys. Bye, American Pie. All right. Okay, you are done. Done, there we go. Okay, so you guys done. How do you know strike price? Yep, it's guesswork. Guesswork. Oh, imagine that, lovely. And